Okay, so we're back with another champions today. We're going to be trying out two heroes, and we're going to be testing them against the Sinister 6 scenario. So we're going to be testing out Phoenix Wright from ZeroZXL. You've probably seen Zero. He's normally pretty great on feedback. He was actually the first person to ever give me feedback on one of my designs, I think, actually by playing it rather than just dropping in and giving me some grammar or, rule helps or something like that. On possibly the most difficult hero to test, I would probably say as well, but which is the Fox. So finally getting around to actually trying out one of their things. So yeah, I will say though, Zero, if you're watching this, your table is quite difficult to get anything out of. If I go on Zero, when you look at the table, it's hard to just pick up a hero because you've got a lot of stuff on there, but it's all like separated in that. So I'd suggest if you can, maybe put them in, like just have a bag for a hero kit, because that's what I ended up doing. I just saved a bag for it. But yeah. So we're going to be playing Phoenix Wright. He has this evidence display, which you'll basically hold encounter cards for it, and he'll be able to use those to boost his abilities and do his earlier shenanigans. Then we've got another Jakxin design as well. So we've got Faden from the Control game. If you don't know Control, it'll probably get weird. Is the thing I'd say about Control. It's a great game, but yeah, it can get weird. So we've got the grip into play from the setup, and then I've already shuffled in the objects of power into the encounter deck, and these are just like by the looks of it, minions and things which come out, and Jessie has to deal with them to get her power bonuses, which are over here. Phoenix is running a Justice deck, and Jessie is running her Precon Aggression deck. So we've set up Sinister 6 already. So we're just going to draw cards. We've got 6 here. Okay, you don't need to worry too much about Crisis Averted. I'll get rid of one multitasking because we don't need both, and then we'll draw 2 more. Okay. Both of our endurances in our open hand. That's wonderful. We're going to draw 6. Go from your hand. Okay. We don't need looking for trouble. I don't think we'll do well with Angela this game. I just can get rid of Precision Strike as well. We want to get down to her upgrades, I think. Figure it out. So, remove 3 threat from the scheme. Shield. Okay. Okay. So, I don't think I decided who was going first, but we'll go for Phoenix Wright first. So, we can attach the bottommost encounter card from the encounter deck. Discard pile. There isn't a discard pile yet. So we're not going to do much with that. So we're just going to flip up. When threat will be placed on the main scheme, either reduce its threat, the threat placed by 1 or deal 1 damage. But we can actually boost that by event cards encounter cards we have tucked here. Move 2 threat from a side scheme, move 1 threat from the main scheme to a side scheme. It's kind of counterintuitive to us right now, so I think we're just going to do one way or another. Started off early. We might just want brute force barricade out straight away. Might not be a bad idea. Yeah, I think we're going to brute force barricade out first. So get it out of the way. You don't want this around for a while. That's going to draw us 3 cards here. Actually, remove 4 from the scheme. If this defeats the scheme, attach the defeated side scheme to the evidence display. Okay, so we want that in the last. Permanent. Scheme cannot have threat removed here. After first place, if the scheme has 10 more threat, defeat this scheme and deal 4 per player damage to the villain. Okay. I'm not sure if I can have permanent on it, because I'm thinking it's gonna get... Oh, that's why, because it starts off with 0 once you defeat it. Okay. It's an interesting way of doing it. I don't know if we're going to be able to put that on there yet. Okay, it's not got set up. Right. So, we're not going to remove from side schemes, but we can start doing this. So, I'm going to spend to take that to do multitasking. Move 2 threat from a scheme, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. We did 4, so we're going to use take that to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We're just going to start taking out a goblin, I think. Actually, do I want to do that? I don't think we need to do that. I'm going to heal them back. We're then going to spend 2 to do... use build in a case for now. And take that to do for justice. Move 4 for every scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to spend these 2 to do digging for evidence. Fortunately, that means both our endurances are gone, but I think we're going to be okay. She actually starts with 11. Don't know why it's on 10. And he starts on 10. So we're going to remove 4 threat from a scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's victory. I don't even know if I think that will go to victory first. I think that's the way that works. So that doesn't actually steal it, which is a bit of a shame. And then we're just going to remove 2 threat from here. We'll start this off early and start doing stuff with it. Okay, Jesse, look at the top 5 cards in the encounter deck and rearrange them in any order. Okay, I kind of want that to be a boost card. What's her defense like? It's 1. These aren't bad as boost cards, but they're also not bad as counter cards. That's even better as a boost card. I'm tempted to do this. Yeah, let's do that. So that rearranges them. Oh. Okay. Then I'm going to flip up. This is a service weapon, okay. So I'm going to spend Genius to get out that's I'm fully restricted now. When a resource of any type in exhaust shatter, deal 2 damage if this defeats the enemy. Deal 1 damage to each enemy engaged with a player. Okay. We don't have a shield, so we can't use that. Probably should have got this card out first, but never mind. We're going to get it out now. There's an alter ego action to help us draw cards quicker. I don't think we're going to get much of a benefit of exhausting this to ready her compared to just using it, so we're just going to deal 2 damage to an enemy. 1, 2. I don't really want to spend a resource on that, if I'm honest. Although, I'm not worried about her removing threat. Yeah, we are going to do that just to do 2 damage. Then we're going to attack for 2. Okay, then we're going to ready up. Which is 4 more. Wrong hand. Okay, so we're going to have to get to choose what cards we want. I'm guessing there's a sidearm in here, I don't know. I didn't check the deck at all, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so 1, 2 goes on here. Doc is activating against Phoenix Wright. After you resolve treachery, yeah, that's support. Upgrade attaches to a non-permanent side scheme or building a case. So it's defeated. Okay. Damning evidence from a card. The evidence state will be discarded. You may instead remove an evidence counter from that card. Okay, so that's a way of securing it. We're just going to take it because we can't defend it all anyway. 1, 2. Which then, because we were damaged, we move the active counter to the next turn, and we place 1 threat on each scheme. We're actually going to prevent one of that on here using his ability. Then Electro's attacking Faden. We don't have a defensive event, do we? No. So we're just going to defend for 1. Oh, it does have boost icon. I thought it didn't for some reason. Okay, we're just going to take 2 damage then. Which means this is going to advance to here, and we're going to discard top 7 cards. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a couple of our objects of power, which is a bit of a shame. And then some cat cards. We've got a new side scheme. And we've got Shadow of the Past already, jeez. So Jesse's got this Shadow of the Past. I'm also just going to show off the alternate style Jesse. So you'll see, obviously she's the backwards version. That's the other version that you can include in there. I'm assuming you don't include both, it doesn't like it, but yeah. If you can play with that one, all on you, but it's just a really nice addition. If you know the hero well enough, I suppose you could include it and just know that it does the right thing. But it just looks really cool. So I want to show it off. Altered manifestations may occur. Victorium redacted. Containment cell has been breached and a new threat has been redacted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each deck draws from its discard pile as though it was its deck and uses its deck as the discard pile. Oh, this is going to get confusing. Okay, beware for mistakes. There's going to be a few of them. Okay. That is pretty funny though. Right. Source charge. The top card of your discard pile to discard. When you're drawing, okay. We don't have the aerial trait. Guessing we can get that at some point. We are psionic, which is nice. But we do want to get rid of her because she's actually quite nasty. She's very nasty. We can do 2 and then 4, which we'll take it to 6, and then we can do this. Okay, let's do that then. Do 1, 2, to do cyber attack, which is 4 damage with ranged. Not really worried about the range, but come on. There we go. 4 damage with ranged. Then we're going to attack for 2. Then we're going to spend 1. I don't think we're going to be able to get this out because we're going to have the 2 other weapons out, unfortunately, which will deal 2 damage to an enemy. So she's dead. If it defeats an enemy, deal. Oh, okay, that's not actually that helpful. You know what? We'll do it, it's fine. Just the 2 damage kills her off. And then we're going to exhaust grip to deal 2 damage to an enemy. 1, 2. And we'll hold on to grandson for now. Okay. Over here, we want some of these upgrades down, but we also want to fort for a decent amount because we've got quite a lot of threat going on here. Have we got anything else to boost the threat? No, unfortunately not. I have to use Ultra to remove 1 threat from a scheme for each boost icon on that treachery. Okay. I think we're going to make sure we get him out. He seems really good. And 4 threat from a side scheme. Okay, that might be what we have to do. Unfortunately, it means we're not going to be able to get these out necessarily. So we're going to attack Hobgoblin. Remove 4 threat from the side scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes down. This goes back here. I believe. I think that's how that works. Goes to the next in the activation order. Then we're going to do 1 to clear the area out. 1, 2. Draw a card. And that is perfect. We can actually just get damning evidence out. So now, when a card attached to you, yeah, so we can spend a mental resource to get a card to have a count on it. We are going to flip down and we're going to attach the bottommost card in the account discard pile. I have just realised the mistake I've just made. I knew I was going to get it wrong. So instead, it would actually be this is added to our hand. And that would be shuffled back in. So actually, we're going to attach case closed to altered manifestations may occur. I'm just going to elect never to say that and not butcher that again. We are then going to do this. Attach the bottommost card. We can move from A scheme. Remove 1 threat from A scheme. So we're still going to do that. That is a very sad amount. Is it even worth it? Well, no matter what I do, it's always going to be the bottommost card, so we might as well use it. Okay, so we're going to ready here. We're going to draw 5 here. There's 6, sorry. 6 here. And we're going to draw 4 more here. Okay. And we're going to ready. Doc Ock's going to attack Jesse for, we know it's going to be for 4 plus We're not on expert mode. We're only defending for 1, so it's not really going to help us much. So we're just going to... How does this work? Each deck draws on the discard pile, so it was its deck and uses its deck as a discard pile. I've messed it up on this turn. I know I have. Okay, I'm just going to carry on as it is from now, but I'm going to try and put it correctly now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that goes on top of there. And then he did deal damage to us, definitely. So we're going to move it here and place 1 threat on each scheme. Then he's going to scheme over here. He's going to scheme over here for a lot. So 5. Jeez. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're going to get Shadow of the Past over here. And a decoy here. Okay. So. And that was actually Electro doing that, but they've actually got the same scheme. Which is very weird actually thinking about it, but never mind. So. We've already done that, so we get Surge, which means we get this. Comes with Toughness. When defeated, remove this card from the game and put the certified shield into Jesse Faden's play area. Okay. And then we get a life moment decoy, so we gauge player cannot thwart side scheme. So that's really bad for dear old Phoenix right here. That's really not good. Okay, we're going to attach the bottommost card here. Okay, so we do have something for it now, so we're going to flip up. We didn't resolve any treacheries. Oh, okay. I did not read the false response on that. That's interesting. Okay, so I can thwart the main scheme, which probably isn't a bad idea. I'm also going to spend 2 to do damning evidence. Probably should have done that before, but never mind. I'm going to use endurance to get endurance over here. I'm then just going to thwart for 2 off of here. I don't have enough for digging for evidence, but I think I just need to clear the area, remove some threat, so that I'm doing something here, and then it's Jesse's turn. So we do want to get rid of this life-size decoy because it's causing problems here. We also want to get rid of this because I think that'll help us. So we're going to knock off the tough here. Do have Grand Sam, so we can take out either of them. We also have Skilled Strike, so we should be able to just punch this guy out. Okay, let's do that first. We're going to smack him with Skilled Strike for 4. Then we're going to exhaust the Shatter, because it's a service weapon to ready. And we're just going to take out Home Safe. So remove this card from the game and put the set aside shield card into play. Let's see what shield is. Obviously defense, which makes a lot of sense. When you defend against an attack, exhaust shield and spend 1 resource of any type. You get +2 defense for that attack. Okay. We're then going to spend 1, 2, and I've put that in the wrong spot again. It needs to go on there. To do Grand Slam, which is going to do 5 damage here to get rid of the decoy. That is Jesse done. So, do I flip down is the only question, so I can get something out of this. This scheme is getting quite high, so we're going to ready. We'll draw 4 from here. We do actually have the ability to use melee now, which would be nice. And we're going to ready and draw 5 from here. Push 1, 2. He's going to attack here for 1 plus a boost card. We're going to take it. Should I use... Yeah, we're going to use the eye object to prevent the 2 on there. Using... yeah, boosting it by 1 so that this does 2. Yeah. Okay. So he's attacking. We're just going to take it. We haven't really got any defense here, so I don't know if he gets any defense, but 1 defense is barely worth blocking. And I've done it wrong anyway. We know it's going to be... we know it's going to be this guy, which actually is really bad. So it is 1 damage. So we could actually defend it. I don't think we want to though, because we want to be able to fort. So we're just going to take the 1 damage. We're then going to just, this gets put into play engage with you, and then we're going to discard the 7 cards that we want. Which actually is probably a really bad thing, looking at the cards that are getting discarded. This guy then attacks for nothing, and this moves ASI. Then this guy's attacking for 4. I think we will defend this, since we've got the extra defense. We're going to use Precision Strike to gain 2 extra defense. Oh no, we want to keep. Do we want to keep that? No, we'll just take. Yeah, we will. We'll do that. So we take no damage. So he stays there. Encounter card and encounter card. That is not right. Told you I'm going to keep making mistakes on this one. And then we get this one here. Okay, so set aside Vulture and Hobgoblin into play. Hobgoblin's here and Vulture is somewhere around here. Neither are really in place, so we just get rid of it. The Lifelight Decoy. Then it is Jesse's turn first. Okay. I do want to cyber attack. Well, would have liked to be able to remove some threat from here, because that is messing with me big time right now, but I'm going to power aggression for cyber attack. That goes on here. So did that. And so that's 4 damage here. Yep. And then we're going to use grip to just finish them off. Remove 3 threat from the main, which I think is probably worth it, even though I'm spending a double to do it. I forgot. Be that way around. 3 threat from here. That should leave Phoenix to be able to do a lot more, hopefully. We are going to flip down, because I want to make use of this, I think. Get to look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. We'll do that after his turn, so we don't have to worry about the whole deck thing. So we're going to fort for 2. 1, 2. We are then going to take that and building a case for justice, removing 4 threat from the scheme. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after attached scheme, outside scheme is defeated, which it is, heal 2 damage from a friendly character and ready them. We're going to do it from Phoenix because we want it ready. And that means that's going to actually go in our discard pile. This is gone, and we're back to normal discard piles and decks. My brain can go back to normal. Then I think I forgot to do him, but oh no, we didn't reveal the treachery, so it's fine. We're going to fort for 2 off of. We're just going to do it off the main. Deal 1 damage to the enemy. That would just be 1 for 2. Might be worth it, just to start getting down. We can get rid of Doc, I think, next, because he's kind of messing with us big time. So we're just going to deal 2 damage here. We're just going to discard this because it's doing nothing for us. Okay, so that's end of turn. Didn't mean to cook that, I meant to cook that. And we get to draw from our decks again. Draw 6 here. So a pretty good idea what's here. So we're not really seeing much of our deck because of that card, but I've forgotten to shuffle the rest in. I have. I don't think it really matters because I haven't seen the rest of it, but I forgot to shuffle the rest of her Nemesis in, so that's my bad. Okay, so Doc is scheming here. No, sorry, 1, 2 on here. Then Doc scheming. We've got nothing else to stop it, so 2 threat. We're just going to prevent 1 of that threat, so only 1 goes on. This guy schemes for nothing. And then he's attacking here. We're just going to take it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And then it is going to move across, place 1 threat on each scheme. Then it's encounter card and encounter card. Falsely accused. Give it to a Phoenix Wright player. You may flip to alter ego. Exhaust your alter ego, discard this application. Find a set aside copy of wrongful conviction and reveal it. What? Have I missed something, or? What was it called? Wrongful conviction. I don't know what that card is. Yeah, I don't know what that is, I'm afraid, so I think we're just going to have to ignore it, I think. Yeah. So we're just going to have to flip to alter ego and exhaust. I don't know what this other card is supposed to be. I don't know. To discard it. So it's going to come back at some point, but Okay, then we're going to put this. Attach the remaining villain with the most remaining hit points, which is Hobgoblin. Okay, so we cannot flex number removed from March at the end. Okay, that's fine, we're not really doing anything with it yet anyway. So it is Phoenix's turn first. We are going to tuck the bottom card under here. And I think we will spend a mental to keep that one because it seems like a decent one to keep. So we're going to put a counter on here. Exhaust this. Okay, then we're going to flip up. He didn't get to heal unfortunately, but I'd like to keep digging for evidence so we have another card. When you or an event's ability. Oh, okay, no, we can use digging for evidence, okay. But we don't really have a side skin we can use on right now, so I think instead we're just going to do 1, 2, 4 for justice. And we're going to discard it, but actually just take off a counter. We don't have to exhaust this, do I? Yeah. To remove 6 threat instead. Just remove the last threat, but it doesn't really matter. It's just the fact that we can, so we will. Okay, so then it's Jesse's turn. We haven't got a unique minion in front of us. But we can discard a card from your hand and draw a card. I don't know if we need to do that. Actually, we probably don't need melee anymore. So we get to draw a card. Look at the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. 5. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't really want that as an encounter card. I don't really want it as a boost card. So, but it's much better as a boost card. Highest attack, no, so that'd be a different one. We don't want that as a boost card, I don't think, as an encounter card. So I think we're probably just going to do that instead. So we're going to do that. Okay, we're then going to flip up. We're going to cyber attack to the life-size decoy, I think. Or do we just ignore that for now? I think we ignore it, so we're just going to do down to 5. And we're going to attack for 2 with this. We're going to attack for 2 with Faden. And we're going to spend 1 to precision strike to deal 2, which kills Hobgoblin. We can remove 4 threat. It's not a fort, so we do get to remove 4 threat from there, because this will be gone. And we're going to spend 2 to do Grand Slam. And he's gone. Could have done that the other way around, but doesn't really matter. We can't use that because I haven't got a resource for it. But we can use it to ready. And we'll attack for another 2. We're going to start knocking down Doc some more. And then we're going to ready, and we're going to ready. For 5 here. Okay, so 1, 2. Do I want to use the prevent thing on it, or oh, we could just do damage here. 1, 2, just be 2 damage here. I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to discard this and deal with the 2 damage instead. So it goes up by okay, so still goes up by 2, which we've already done. Okay, so he's attacking here for 1. I could defend it. I actually think I will defend it, because I'd rather him discard cards, because these are some nasty cards, but he can do that against Jesse, because Phoenix isn't that big. So we're going to take 1 damage, but we defend for 1, so we're good. Then they're attacking here for 2. It doesn't mean... yeah, that's going to get discarded, unfortunately. So actually we want to keep it. So we're actually going to defend for 2. And exhaust the shield and spend 1. I'm going to spend charge for it. So we take no damage. So it doesn't trigger his stuff. Then it's encounter cards. 1 and 1. We know what they are already. So this is going to engage Jesse. So we've got to deal 6 damage. Well, that's a big one. And we've got to look for... we'll get seized. Which we'll look at when we defeat it. And then the villain's going to scheme against Jesse for 3 plus SD. Activates, but she's not in play, so it's fine. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. So it is Jesse's turn first. I do kind of want to club her, but I don't know if that's the best thing to do. We're just going to deal 2 damage with a gun. We can either club her or... club her doesn't do enough to get rid of this guy, but it does scrub our hand enough that we can't do anything else. So I think we'll just go 1, 2 for a cyber attack. It doesn't really matter too much here which one we do. So this gets removed from the game. And we look for the C's upgrade. So we get plus 3 hit points. 1, 2, 3. So we're up to 13 max. Exhaust siege and spend a resource of any type. Deal damage to an enemy equal to a chosen enemy's attack, then deal 2 damage to a chosen enemy. Okay, that's pretty cool. And we could also do this, but I'd rather just have ground Sam for next turn. Let's see if at some point we can get aerial. I'm guessing that's one of the other ones in here. Okay, so that's Jesse's turn done. So Phoenix can't do a huge amount here, unfortunately. Hold it. When a villain would actually... I missed that. Exhaust Phoenix Wright or Miles Edgewood. Cancel activation. Attach the top card in counter. That would have been great to do. Missed that completely. We're going to spend 2 to do digging for evidence, and we're just going to remove 4 threat from here. We could attach that to the light at the end, but I don't think that's a good idea, because we're just not going to get use out of it for a while. So 1, 2, 3. So we're now up to 13 max health. And we'll just remember this one for a change, and stop him from activating against one of us, probably Phoenix. Yeah, anything else I can do? Not really right now. Okay, so we're going to draw 4 more cards. And I'm going to draw 4 more cards. Okay, after a minion is defeated, Source Testimony, remove threat from scheme equal to that of minion's printed scheme. Attach minion to the evidence display. Okay. Source may play top card and encounter deck revealed until... play with the top card encounter deck revealed until the end of the phase. Okay. Until the end of the hero phase. Oh, okay. Resource may pay 2 mental resources to attach a face down encounter card to the evidence display lineup. Okay. That's an interesting one. So 1, 2. Electro is attacking here. Do we get? It's one attack depending on what the boost is. I think I'd rather be able to get melee out than using my shield. Yeah, I think there's a lot of restricted cards in here. I feel like I'm meant to be switching between weapons a lot more. Spend one resource of any type in resource surge. Move threat from a scheme equals the number of minions in play. Okay, not that useful for us now, but in Ultron that would be insane. Okay, so I think we're just gonna. We could still defend. Yeah, let's defend anyway. We've got 2 defense. He's attacking for 4, so we take 2. So we still do his effect, which is discard top 7 cards. Unfortunately, it's one of our objects of power. 2 of our objects of power. Okay, so I think we've got a few of them in there now. We've got 1, 2, we've got 3 of them in there. And there's only 3 left, so we're not going to have any objects of power left in that deck, which is unfortunate. Then goes over to D.O.C. He would activate, but instead we're going to spend Crisis Averted to do Hold It. When he activate, exhaust Phoenix Wright, or so we're going to exhaust Phoenix Wright. Cancel that activation. Attach the top card in counter deck to the evidence display. Fortunately, it is empty. That is annoying. Okay, dancing card cards. Caught off guard. I think we can get rid of Shatter. I'm not a big fan of that card so far, but I think that's because we haven't got all the minions in one go. Place 1 threatened main scheme for each enemy in play. We're actually going to. We're going to allow 1 through, but we're going to discard that. We're going to use his ability to prevent the other. Do we discard that? I think we could. It doesn't really matter. We'll leave it on there for now. Okay, then it is Phoenix's turn. Oh, yeah, we could have done that, which would have done nothing. I think we've been pretty unlucky of where the boost card icons have been in this game. We're going to one way or another. So I think there's a side scheme left in there. There it is, that was lucky. So it comes in with 4 threat, and just 4 threat, it's not very specific, and we get to draw 3 cards. 3. Okay, we have Miles Edgeworth. Remove 1 threat from a scheme onto Miles Edgeworth. Source Miles Edgeworth. Then remove all threat from it. Defeat a side scheme that has X or less threat. X is the amount of threat. Move from him. Okay. My bad. Right, all officers. While you're in Alter Ego, Phoenix Wright and supports your control. Removes additional 1 threat. Okay. Source and identity specific. Support you control, generate a mental resource. Oh, that is a good card. Which I don't know if we're going to be able to get down. We can't ready or anything, so. I kind of want Edgeworth down, but kind of want this down, and I want that down. So, and I also want to clear the area. So, just every card in my hand. Okay, are we going to be able to remove threat here? We can remove 1 threat, or we can get this out and remove no threat. Oh, we're removing 3 threat here. Okay, so if we get Edgeworth down, we can actually do something with that. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to get Edgeworth down. And then we're going to remove 1 threat from a scheme here. Let's go down a bit. Okay, and it'll just be 1 off of here. This is getting decently high as well though, but can't do much about that right now. Okay, so we're going to go to Jessie. Jessie is going to ready. Actually, you know what? She can remove 4 threat, so we're actually going to remove it from here instead. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attack for 2. Taking out D.O.C, which means we remove 4 threat from a scheme, which can be this scheme. I don't think he has anything right now that does anything for us with that. So it just goes. Then, don't have a minion to do that with. We are still going to melee. I don't think we need to search because Phoenix should be able to take on most schemes by the looks of it. So we're going to remove 3 threat, and then we're going to exhaust shield to deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun it. Deal 2 damage. I'm actually going to do it to Vulture. Vulture is probably the easiest one to deal with, so him being around isn't a major problem. We can just not have combat training and do a grand sum, which I think is probably worth it. So we'll just deal 5 damage to kill off Vulture. Which means that stun doesn't really do a lot, but that's fine. We're just going to remove 4 threat from the side scheme. So it's down to 17. Okay. Both going to stay up. We're going to draw cards. Yeah, sidearm would have been great in this deck. I don't know if there is one. Exhaust Pierce. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. This attack gains piercing and ranged. If an enemy is defeated by this attack, deal 1 damage to the villain. Okay. So, first things first, 1, 2 on here. Then Electro is attacking here. That is not a boost card. That's a boost card. We've got nothing to prevent it. We could defend here, but I think instead we're just going to take it for 1. But we still discard the 7 cards. We don't discard all 7 because we ran out of cards. So get an acceleration token on here. Obviously you can't go to the next villain because there isn't any extra villains. So then he's attacking Jessie. Do I want to be ready? No, I don't think I need to be. So 1, 2, and then yes, he activates, but we don't care about that right now. So we take no damage, so it doesn't do its thing. Okay, so he's going to gain X attack, where X is the attack of all other villains. He's a bit of a pain if any come out, but... And then we get another object of power, that's good. So we're going to be looking for a Faden after this. It's not a big one, so it should be nice and easy to get out. So it's Jessie's turn, so... 3 damage to enemy against piercing and ranged. Okay, I think we're going to get that out. I'd like to get anti out, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Oh no, we will. Spend 1 to get anti out. He's not going to do anything right now because there's no minions coming out, but then we're going to use grip to attack for 2 here. And I'm going to use energy to do pierce. Pierce is going to deal 3 damage to an enemy. against piercing range. If this attack defeated the enemy, deal 1 damage to it. Then it's one of the other minions, so we're looking for evade, which is the first one on there. When you take any amount of damage, the exhaust evade reduce that damage by 1. Okay, you get +1 hand size. Ooh, that's a bit of a buff. Okay, over here. Alright, right, all officers down. So I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to get it down. I think it's going to be helpful. We are going to forfeit 2 off of. I'm going to do it off of here. This is going to get quite big, I think. I'm going to move 1 threat from here onto here. And then I am just going to spend the 1. Don't know why I picked that up. To do clear the area. Just to remove 2 more threat from here. And then I am going to flip down. I'm going to grab the bottom. Oh, that is the bottom card. So it's going to go here. Yeah, and then that's. Oh wait, we can exhaust to support to generate mental resource. So it just goes on here. Okay, so we're going to ready, and we're going to ready. So we get 6 cards here now. Escape the chaos. If you spend this card, generate a wild resource for each wild resource for each service weapon in your play area. I don't know why I struggle to read that so much. Exhaust hotline. We top 5 cards in camp deck. If a minion is revealed this way, generate. Okay, so if you look at a minion, an energy resource, generate a wild resource instead if it is unique. Okay. Spin. Spend 1 resource of any type. Exhaust, spin, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Spend 1 resource of any type. Remove threat equal to. Okay. So that could be stronger, but most of the time it's probably not. Okay. Yeah, this deck is begging for a sidearm. This is. Yeah, there's no way to have anything else in, so. Okay. Interesting to have so many cards that can't be in play at the same time. And aren't useless as well, so you have to just choose to get rid of one. Interesting. And I'm missing something on these now. Okay, so there's going to be 1, 2 on here. I forgot to draw cards here. He is attacking over here. Do I care? I think I probably should defend. Don't want to defend for 4 though. No, I don't think I do. I'm just going to defend for 2. And of course that's the time that he attacks for 4. So he's going to discard 7. Damn. Okay, so we did just lose the floppy disk, which is a bit of a shame. Then he's scheming over here for 2, and this guy gets played in front of me. That's not good, because he does mess it up quite a bit. And there's some cat cards. Okay, we do need to actually get rid of Joe soon then. Because he's going to scheme again for 4. Okay, we're going to grab the bottommost card and tuck it under here, which is a very good card for us. Then we're I'm going to get out, I'm going to grab one of them here from, oh, we can't remove that, ignore that. Okay. I could heal. I think it's a huge benefit right now though, so 1, 2, 3, I mean, to thwart, so we will flip up. Remove 1 threat from a scheme, I forgot about that bit. It is a thwart, so actually we can't do that. We actually can't do that. We need to defeat Electro before we can do that, which we can't do. I think I've maybe missed that at some point, I'm not sure. So I'm going to flip up, already exhausted. We're going to spend 1 to get out a sense of justice. Then we're going to spend all 3 of these just to do heroic conditioning. Again, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we've got an extra 4. So not an astounding turn for. I suppose I could keep one of these actually. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll keep 2 of these. And we'll keep this and this, because we can use these 2 in Alter Ego to do that. We didn't need to do that in hero form. Don't need to exhaust that. Okay, we do want to get rid of a half-size decoy for Phoenix, because it is going to start messing us up. But we also need to get rid of Electro so we can actually deal with the main scheme. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cover for 3 at Electro 1, 2, 3. We can then kill him. I'd like to get rid of him. If we do that instead, we can get rid of the life-size decoy, deal 1 damage, and then use the clubber again to get rid of Electro. I think that's probably better. So we're going to use these 2. Oh, we do have to spend a resource. I don't know if I remember to do that last time. So that's 5 damage here. And we deal a damage because we defeated Life Mongol D.O.C. I think I forgot to do him as well. But never mind. We're going to use Embrace the Chaos to do Clubber. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, which will defeat Electro. Means we get to remove 7 threat from right at the end. So we're down to 8. These go away. Question is, do I replace grip with spin? Or even pierce with spin? Or do we get hotline out? We do have to spend a resource to do it, so it's not going to help us this turn. So I think we actually just get hotline out. I'm going to look at the top 5 cards on the encounter deck. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Not what I meant to do, but well, that's a really annoying way that came out. We just get to look at it. Okay. If a minion was looked at this way, oh, we can't do that anyway. What is it doing here? Oh, have I messed that up? Okay. We couldn't do that for anything, so I don't have enough memory to remember what's coming there. Also, I clearly don't remember what's coming there because that wasn't the top 5. So Mess that one up. Okay. Okay, we do have Hall of Heroes, which could be nice. Okay. So, that is both ready. So what happens here? So we place 2 threat here, 3 actually. Means it's extremely close to popping. Where no villain would activate if a villain is played. Resolve the ambush. So we just click ambush and we get Scorpion. Lovely. That's a nice one to come across. Definitely one of the meaner ones on there. Sinclair is going to look pretty good here. So we only have 1 defense, so there's not really a huge point as defending it. So this guy's back out again, and we take 3 damage. We get stunned, I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. Then he's going to attack here. I am going to defend with her, and we're going to use Tiger to defend for 4 instead. And we still take a damage, so we get stunned. Okay. Almost forgot. We get to exhaust this guy and deal damage here. Encounter card, encounter card. So we can't take off of Light at the end at the moment. And we can't attack anyone other than Scorpion. Oh no. Whatever shall we do? Okay, over here. We're just going to exhaust grip to get rid of stunned. Okay, we're going to hotline, look at the top 5 cards. Well, I think I clicked split last time, that's what happened. There was not a minion revealed this way, so we can look at them, I suppose. He's going to be hitting hard again. So we generated an energy resource, so we're going to use strength to get out Valkyrie. And then deal 3 damage to a minion. There we go. Not sure if we really needed that, but a bit more than I was expecting. Then we're going to spend 2. Actually, I think that's 3 resources, right? So Tiger out. So we've got some minions out now. I'm going to attack for 2 here, and we're going to attack for 2 here, because she doesn't get to heal before she gets to retaliate, so there's not much point Tiger taking that guy out yet. Realising this isn't a very minion heavy scenario, and this is a minion based deck, which isn't really helping us out. I can Crisis Averted, which will help a lot here. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get Dr. Sinclair out this turn, but we'll be able to get her out next turn, and we're first player. So, okay, so we're going to flip down as Dr. Faden. We can rearrange this, which I think is probably a good idea. Because looking at these cards, they are a lot. So I think having this as an encounter card makes a lot of sense. So we're going to shove that as the first one. I think we're going to shove that as the next one as well, as an encounter card. And we don't mind the side schemes. The side schemes aren't too bad. So so actually we're going to do we're going to do that, I think. That way around there. I think that makes the most sense. Well, actually, we're going to get the first two. So, 1, 2. We're going to do that. We'll get a lot of encounter cards next turn. I'll tell you that much. Jeez. Okay. I think that roughly does what we want to do. Which means we probably don't want that as an encounter card anymore because it may be that they do come out. Okay, so that is Jesse done. So we're going to just put these out here. And we'll see if I've actually worked that out right. Okay, over here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. 2 crisis averted. So we're going to do 6 threat removal. Take it down to 9. We're going to be removing more threat. A lot more threat. So, and this can be removing even more. I think we are still going to fall for 3 off of. Do 3 off of here. We're then going to flip down. We could get Sinclair out this time, but I really want to get Miles doing more stuff. So we're going to move 2 because we move an additional threat here. So we're going to move 2 from. We'll move it from here. We're then going to use Phoenix's ability to put Jesse down here, and we're going to exhaust Dick Gumsoo to get a counter on her. That will remove 3 threat from a scheme, which we're going to do 3 threat from. We're going to do it from here, because I think we want to get Scorpion so that we can just get. Oh yeah, we can't do it from here. 1, 2, 3. Did I do anything else on there? I don't think I did. So that should be down to 1, actually. I think it's just him we did for that. Hopefully I didn't do any others. I can't remember right now. I could have kept one of these, actually, to be fair. Using Sense of Justice instead, so I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to have used Sense of Justice. Keep that instead. A lot going on with these 2 characters, so I am messing a few things up. But we'll work it out as we go ahead. So we're going to ready. And we're going to ready. We'll draw 6 cards here. We get a counter card. And we're going to draw up to 6 here, so we get a counter card. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. He's scheming against Jesse. I just realised we both flipped down. Probably isn't what we wanted to do, but never mind. He's scheming for 2. 1, 2. Yeah, I definitely worked out the order wrong here. Then he's scheming here for 1. And then we're getting a counter card each. Oh no, I did work it out right. So technically that flipped down. Jesse activates. So she encounter deck and discard pile. Well, she's not in the encounter deck or discard pile, so that actually just whiffs. In a normal game it probably wouldn't, apart from, I suppose like the raft and things would break that, so it could happen. And then each enemy gains an acceleration icon. 6. Then caught off guard. What do I want to get rid of? Tempted to get rid of homeless guys. I don't know what that is. He's been helpful just as an extra resource, but that's it really, so. But it is helpful. I'm gonna give it a sense of justice. It's a bit of a shame, but it kind of works. We'll get +1 scheme and attack to all enemies. Okay, so swing is down first. We can't take off the ice at the end at the moment, so we're going to use 1, 2 to get out Sinker. We're actually going to use it on Jessie, I think, because we need her to heal a bit more, I think. Although Phoenix could do with it as well, but he's got quite a bit of health. We're going to use Miles. Move to threat to him. 1, 2, I guess. We can't ready him, so we won't be able to do anything fancy here. We've got the max amount here, so would that just let me discard one? I don't think it does. So I think I'd have to get rid of it first, which I can't do. Down here. So I'm going to flip up. I'm going to throw 3 off of here. Taking it down to 2. Because of her conditioning. I could take that so that we do 3 damage to Scorpion, which I think is probably worth it. So let's do that. So that's 1, 2, 3. I know that's an attack, and I cannot attack right now because I am stunned. That might actually still be worth it though, so actually we are going to spend the 1 to do that, to get rid of the stun, so we're ready to attack if we want to. Then we're going to use plot convenience to clear the area. 1, 2, getting rid of teamwork makes the dream work, and drawing as a card, which unfortunately we can't play, which is a shame. I have just realised we probably could have used one of these to help buff that up. Actually, we will have used Assault to buff up clear the area because it doesn't really make a difference because it's 0 anyway. Okay, so then it's Jessie Faden. So we're going to use Hall of Heroes. I don't think we're going to get much use out of it this turn. This game. So to do Dr. Sinker, we're going to heal damage from alter ego equal to our rec, which is 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you may discard 1 status card from your ability. Any may trigger this, which is why we're able to do it. And then do I heal again, or do I just carry on attacking? I think I'm going to flip off an attack. So we do have some allies to help attack. I don't know if we want her out right now. We could do. He's currently attacking for 3, so for 6. So I'd rather not do that. So 1, 2, I guess. To get Emily Pope out, she's going to search top 5 cards here to counter deck. So top 5. Keep doing it. For a minion, there is not a minion. Ah, well, she exhausted to do that anyway. That was the thing. And then shuffle. Okay, so we've got 6 damage here, pretty easy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually going to keep Tiger a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaust Hotline. to look at the top 5, and we are just looking at them, so we're not going to shuffle afterwards. There isn't a minion there, so we're just generating an energy resource, but I didn't actually care what the resource was. We're just getting down martial prowess. Which actually means we are going to use that to kill him off. We're going to use grip to deal 2 damage, and we are going to do Tiger to deal the last remaining damage. It's when she defeats a minion, which is a shame. Here's the last one here, so we can get rid of these. And although it'd be nice to remove the 7th threat from the light at the end, we're actually just going to get rid of this. Actually, no, we are going to remove the 7th from the light at the end. So it's down to 1. Then we're ready to just get rid of it with probably a curly area, hopefully for Phoenix or something like that. Okay, so we don't have a resource to spend, so we can't do Pierce, but I don't think we need to because there isn't any enemies left. Okay, so we're going to ready. We're going to draw 4 more here. 4 more, not 3 more. And then we're going to draw 6 here. We could use him to just get rid of that, to be fair, but I think there'll be a bigger scheme or something we can probably do it on. Okay, so it's going to go up by 1, 2, 3, then we're going to ambush Craven the Hunter. That's not a great one, I'll be honest. Okay, so he's going to attack for 2. We're going to end up taking some damage here because we can't take it. So we are just going to take it to 2 damage. 1, 2. We have to decide what we're getting rid of. I think we get rid of this guy. He's not really done anything for us other than get us resources for the agency. Unfortunately. Then the attacking here, I could defend and take it, but I don't think I need to keep Polaris, so we're just going to use that. I think we are still going to defend actually though. We're just not going to use the shield. It's also an identity specific support you control. If you cannot, place 2 threat on each non-player side schemes. Okay, so we do have a support. And then it's a gang guards. Gang up. A villain and each minion attacks you. That's not good. We don't have supports that we can get rid of nicely. I haven't accidentally missed the one that stops an activation. No. We're just going to take it again. That might be a mistake. We're down to 4, and we have to discard an upgrade or support. We're going to discard damning evidence. No, because that means we can't use these counters to save ourselves. But I really can't get rid of endurance or heroic conditioning. And Sinclair is really good, but I think we're going to have to get rid of Sinclair. Okay, that was not a good round for Phoenix. And then he's going to attack us. We're going to have Tiger. Just realised we could have had Tiger or something to defend for him, but never mind. 2 damage. I mean, it's just when it deals damage to you, not a character. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to call on an action here, and we're going to call on multitasking to remove 2 threat from here, remove 2 threat from here. I'm just going to flip this. So this comes in with 25 threat. And now we've got a permanent hazard. But we're getting closer to finishing the round. Was there anything else that he's doing? Resolve the ambush ability. Okay, that's a better person to be up against, so we just need to get rid of Craven. Okay, so that was Phoenix doing his core of an action, but we'll go from there. Okay, so we do have a couple of ground sums, so we can pretty easily get rid of Craven. So we're going to deal 5 damage, take him down to 4. We'll attack for 2 and deal 2 with grip to get rid of Craven, which means we remove 4 threat from the side scheme. I think we're just going to try and rush this down. We could go for this, I suppose, but we do have melee as well. We're going to have Emily Pope just thwart off coordinated effort. I don't think we need it for any of his cards this time. Although we could do it to heal 2 already. No, we will leave that. She's just going to take 2 off of here instead. Actually, no, she's going to take 2 off the main, because that's going to be alright. Then we do have... I'm going to use Looking for Trouble for melee. So remove 3 threat from the scheme. 1, 2, 3. Exhaust shield. And we get to deal 2 damage and stun it. Could do 3 damage here, but instead I'm just going to do 1, 2 to do ground slam. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. We don't have the aerial trait. We don't actually want to kill him off though, so that's probably a good thing anyway. No, it does it to each other enemy anyway, so it doesn't really affect that. We did take damage, we should have discarded this, my bad. It should be further down. Actually no, we didn't discard it in because Tiger defended. My bad. We did actually work around it. Okay, so that is Jesse done, I think. Then it's Phoenix's turn, so we're going to spend 1 on Case Closed. That is a hero response, so we do need to 40 in hero form. We're going to use Genius for Justice here, and we're going to quote discard Jesse to boost it by 3, so it's actually doing 7 threat removal. He's going to do 2. Do 3 with this guy. Yeah, it's not quite enough to finish it off, unfortunately. So we're actually going to remove 3 threat from here manually, which will defeat this, which means we heal 2 and ready. Then I'm going to thwart for 3. He's stunned, but he's not confused, so he could scheme out. I think we're just going to thwart for 3 just to be safe. And then we're going to flip down. We're going to exhaust Miles to move 2 onto him. And then we're going to grab the bottommost card, which is 2 threat. She's going to remove 2 from here. We don't have a mental resource to spend, unfortunately. So yeah, we're going to ready, and we're going to ready. We're going to draw 6 here, and we're going to draw 6 here. Okay, so we should have this turn. 1, 2, 3. He is stunned against Jesse. He's scheming against... Why is that upside down? Oh yeah, because I flipped it. For 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then it's encounter cards. We do get an extra encounter card because of the light at the end. So put the set aside Cock and Scorpion into play. Doesn't change anything else, they just get into play. Resolve the ambush ability. And this gets put in front of here. Okay, so we could go for the levitate or we could just win. Okay, take first player and we're sitting here. So we're not going to do this because we're full. Technically, I don't know if that works. 1, 2. Okay, so we're just gonna flip up. We're gonna fort for 3. 1, 2, 3. We have multitasking to remove 2 threat from there, and remove 2 threat from there. There we go. Job done. Yeah. Remembering Sinister 6 is a weird one to do testing on. It has all weird quirks, but I think it's good to do a game with someone different anyway, but also when you're testing, not to just do the standard scenarios, because some of the weird quirks can come up with some weird quirks in your heroes as well, so not a bad thing to do the weird quirk ones. But let's have a look at the 2 heroes because they were pretty interesting. So obviously Jesse's Nemesis came out and really confused the hell out of me, but in a good way, in a very good way I think. And then Phoenix's Nemesis didn't get the chance to come out, so we'll take a look at that in a second. Yeah. Okay. I do think Phoenix Wright, he definitely suffered the most from having his deck swapped, deck and discard pile swapped, because he wanted to get his upgrades out, but they were all just in the deck, and we were never getting to them because of, well, 1, because I was doing it wrong, but 2, because he just couldn't get down his deck fast enough to be able to get to like Mayo and the offices and the testimony. Like these are kind of major cards by the looks of it. And Miles was a godsend of a card. 1 or 2 threat every turn, great. Specifically on a scheme of your choice, which is great. And then the alter ego action to remove and just defeat a scheme. Really cool. Yeah. Phoenix himself. Yeah, including the extra supports in your deck. I don't think that really does anything extra for him. I suppose it's probably a theme thing, but I just don't think it's really needed in this deck. Because he can't use the supports, the extra supports for anything of himself. So like the officers one, it's specifically identity specific support, so he doesn't really gain anything major from this apart from the fact that there's support from other aspects. So yeah, so it's just kind of like one of those, okay, he can do it, but it doesn't really tie into his kit. In terms of the rest of his cards, the evidence display is probably the best thing to start off with. I think that's kind of his whole kit, really. Really interesting way to do a courtroom character, like just a lawyer, like the fact that you can do a lawyer and he kind of works for champions. Like, it kind of makes sense. Because one, he's ridiculous enough in Marvel vs. Capcom, you can get away with it, but the whole idea that, yeah, his hero side is kind of similar to She-Hulk, but a bit better, but you can buff it with the evidence. If you've got the evidence but to back yourself up, your arguments are stronger, so your cards are stronger, which is a really cool idea. I think that's a really inventive way of doing the whole courtroom drama thing, and that's like perfect for it. Without your evidence backing you up, your events aren't very good. So you need the evidence to make sure it's good. And sometimes your evidence is really strong, and then other times your evidence is just nothing. Like that. You get unlucky, you find the wrong piece of evidence, and it's not that helpful for you. Bit of a red herring. You get all that theme in one single card. I love it. And every single card is like that. Another prosecutor, I don't know the theme behind Phoenix Wright at all, so I'm guessing he's just another guy on there. Don't know. So maybe his partner or something, I don't know. Well, prosecutor, it's normally a guy against him, right? I can't really remember. I'm not a lawyer. But also, I like the fact that he didn't give Phoenix Wright the genius trait. It would be very easy to give him the genius trait, but he is a lawyer, and as far as I know, he's not a genius. He is just a lawyer. So yeah, cool. Dick Gumshoe. I feel like there's some theme I'm missing here, which is why this card is cool, but I don't really get the. There's a bit of benefit to it. You move threat from scheme to him, and then you can deal with the threat on the main scheme before it gets pushed back on. But I don't know. I don't think that's definitely his weakest card. I'm not sure it's really worth it, other than for using to get an extra mental resource, to be honest. I had it out the whole time and I didn't use it once. Because it felt more like a detriment. If it was going on a side scheme or something, then I don't want to stop it. If it's going on the main scheme, then it's just going in the main scheme next turn, and it's like, okay, I can't remove that for now. Not sure it's worth it. This card we didn't get out, which is a shame, because this is another one of his building cards. So you've got case closed and you've got testimony, which are his way to get more evidence. That's what you're after. Really helpful cards. But just didn't get the chance to get this out, unfortunately. Otherwise, I think he would have been doing a lot more in general. Building a case, another one that I wish I'd been able to get, because this feels like a key card. So discard a card from the evidence display, place 2 threat on this scheme for each piece. Really cool way to do building the case. Obviously master plan and things like that help this, which I suppose kind of makes sense if they're making plans and things. Maybe you're watching them and building a case off it, etc, etc, but yeah. Defeat this scheme and deal 4 per player damage to the villain. Great. Yeah. Again, cool way of doing the whole building a case. Building it up slowly and then boom, you get on with it, and it's, majorly effective. Digging for evidence, yeah. 4 threat removal. It's about the same as clear the area without any extra restrictions. But again, gets your side scheme. If you defeat it, side scheme in here, which buffs all your future events. Hold it. When you actually remember it's in your hand, it's a great card. I think you have to just cancel the boost, the activation completely, because he doesn't have a defense, which makes sense. He's just a lawyer, you're not expecting him to suddenly be able to hold off Thanos' big attack. But attaching a top card in counter deck to the evidence display. So you spend 1 to cancel and getting an evidence card. Great. Obviously you do have to exhaust, which he's got 2 for, or 3 if you have buffs or something like that, but in general, if you just left him as his normal stats, you probably wouldn't be bothered that much about his basic activations. But yeah, so being able to, having to exhaust isn't that major of a thing for him, I suppose. So take that. I didn't manage to get much out of this, but I feel like you can, right? So move 2 threat from the side scheme, move 1 threat from the main scheme to a side scheme. Obviously the idea of that is that you're building it onto building a case, and I think there was another one for moving threat onto a side scheme. No, there wasn't. But again, that's, yeah, so you build up the case, so it's an option, but in a lot of cases, if you don't have building up the case, that's probably not that great. But it's like a desperation thing at that point. But after you fought and deal 1 damage for each threat removed, that is very good. Even if you just used his base kit and did digging for evidence with a 3 boost card, that's 7 threat removal, which means 7 damage for 1, which is great. Obviously it's not quite 7 damage for 1 because you spent these extra cards to be able to do it, but you have to set it up to do it. You have to have it in the right hand. So I didn't manage to do much with that. The most I think I did with that was 2. But again, theme just drips off every single one of these cards. IFA, play with top card in counter deck revealed until the end of the hero phase. That helps you from wasting things. So there were a few times when you'd pick up a top card of the counter deck. So there was, or maybe not. I could swear there was, but I am wrong about that. So, no, because that's the bottom card. There's only really hold it, but at which point you know what's coming. So yeah, kind of ties into it. You know what's coming, whether you need to play hold it, I suppose. But alter ego action: exhaust my FA and pay 2 mental resources. Attach a face down and character card to the evidence display lockup. Okay, so May FA is very situational. A lot more situational than I thought she was when I first read it. She's a mystic. But depending on the scenario, some scenarios give you a lot of face down. So you could have the Hydra Guard, kill the Hydra Guard, then spend 2 mentals to talk down the evidence display. Yeah, that's the other thing. You keep using face up. I'm guessing this is before Tuck was a thing, because you could just use Tuck. But yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed this set. It was a really fun set, and yeah, as someone who knows nothing about Phoenix Wright, still enjoying it is pretty great. There was only one thing which I think is actually an issue, which is, oh yeah, 6 cards in this. Okay, wherever it is, the obligation, which is falsely accused. I may be missing it on your table, but wrongful conviction doesn't seem to exist, so I don't know what that's referring to. Also, the formatting's a bit off as well. If you look at, there you go, you'll see the give to the Phoenix Wright player should be centered, and Should be a bit more of a gap between the bullet points, I think. Other than that, it's pretty much there. Not a major thing, but you can tell when you first look at it, so it's probably worth a look. Okay, so that is Phoenix. Oh, there you go. Yeah, he is a opposition. One of his men would attack his schemes instead. Can you not get rid of him? Okay, this should really... Threat cannot be removed from the scheme except by Phoenix Wright. This scheme cannot be defeated while Miles Edgewood's minion is in play. How do you ever get rid of him? He cannot be attacked. He doesn't have any way of dealing damage to enemies without attacking. The minion schemes place it here instead. After threat and there's 10 or more threat, move all threat here to the main scheme and shuffle this card into the hand attack. Yeah, I don't think this works. Because there's no way to get rid of Miles. So it's just going to stay out there forever. A villainous scheming minion with 2 scheme. Unless you have retaliate. Actually you can use this. You can use his objection ability. Okay. So there is a way around it. Sorry, I messed up. So you'd have to use the objection to get him out. Okay. And once again that's pure theme because you're doing objections to the other lawyer. Shouldn't have died you there, Zero. Yeah. Again, dripping with more and more theme. Awesome. Okay, so then we're looking at Jesse Faden. And Jessie herself is over here. Okay. And boxes and everything else. Just going to have a look at these two because we didn't actually get to read these. So we get to resource launch. Choose and discard 1 card from your hand. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the discarded card's cost. Okay, that's cool. Resource levitate. You gain aerial trait until the end of the phase. Reduce the resource cost of the next event you play by 1. Okay. Cool. Right, let's get these cards out so we can see them all. It's the exciting part where you get to watch me do this several times. There's more of them on this one. So... Come on. Almost there. Charge, and one of these. Another weapon. Okay, so we'll think I'm going to say that the first thing I'm going to say is about the Nemesis set. I think it needs an insert. I have no idea where the side scheme's gone. Where's that gone? just to explain everything that happens when it does go weird. Because there were a couple of things I wasn't sure about. I don't think I'd be alone on there. Where did it go? Okay, let's see if we can find it. In here. Nope. We'll find it eventually. Okay. Yeah, this one. So, it's unusual to start with the Nemesis set, but I feel like it was definitely the thing that made the biggest impact to the whole game. Yeah, so each deck draws from discard pile as well as it was its deck and uses its deck as the discard pile. So, if I've understood it correctly, what would happen if you run out of cards in your discard pile is this would shuffle and would be turned face up and turn into your discard pile. Then you'd carry on drawing from there. But I think just an insert that says that, or even when it comes to I think you already have this for your gravity one. Is it gravity or I can't remember what it's called now, but you have it. It's on the graviton version that you've made. So you could probably just steal the keyword there and use it here and just have the keyword as an insert, and that would probably suffice. But I think it's a little bit confusing to start off with. Just to make it clear. But yeah, it's a cool effect, but I know I played it wrong at points, and I'm assuming I played it all by the rules that are supposed to be there, but once I did work it out, other than the mistakes I made obviously, but yeah, just be worth it. So we're going to carry on with the Nemesis set while we're here. Jessie is probably a bit too mean for a start. Is the only thing I would say. 3 attack villainous. Gains all keywords. Just don't think really does anything for her here. I get it thematically, but doesn't do anything with Faden's kit. But yeah, 3 attack villainous, and then she just has boost cards that let her activate. That's a lot. If you're on standard 3, she comes out via the standard 3 thing, then she's hitting for 4 with one of these, and then she gets to activate again in the middle of that. I'm not even sure how the timing works if she activates in the middle of her activation. Would be a lot. So I think these boosts are probably just a bit too mean. Jessie herself could probably do with like 1 less attack or something. But she wasn't that hard to get rid of though, so it's debatable. If any, each player not engaged with a minion, such as encounter can discard powerful minion, puts it into play engagement. Then if any minion in play has a copy in play, each copy activates. That's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, I think definitely got the weirdness out of the Nemesis set of control. The strange things, happenings, and everything else. I mean, pointed out before, but this is a really cool extra to have in there. Not gonna actually use that because good luck on that one unless you can read backwards. But it is a cool Nemesis set. But yeah. The objects of power. These are interesting. So obviously you get good bonuses out of them. I'm just going to shove them all up here, like a slot each. Which is where she gets most of her power from, which makes sense because she gets more powerful throughout the game as she gets the, as games go, as she gets to each object of power, I think. But I do wish they did something else though, like rather than just have attack buffs. But I think that's more just my like dreams or something of it. It's they are kind of just minions and that's it. But I think that's actually fine, to be honest. It's just kind of like you've got this weirdness in the Nemesis set. You've got some really unique stuff in the kit, and then these are just the objects of power are just normal minions. But I don't think you have room to do anything else, to be fair. So unfortunately, because yeah, you'd kind of want these to do something wacky, really, if you could. But they do work though. They're not hard to get rid of, which I think it's fine that they're not hard to get rid of. Kind of remind me of, and I think this was done before Hercules, but they remind me of the Hercules that FFG have done. You have to defeat so many things to be able to get the things that make you powerful. The only difference with these is they're in the encounter deck, so you might not see them if you're discarding the encounter deck. Obviously the boost brings them out, but yeah. Yeah, her actual upgrades though, so we didn't get to use that, but it was cool. Looks cool. Same with that one. Obviously it makes her abilities a bit powerful. Yeah, that's the other thing with some of her events, is that these two buff some of her events, but none of the others do. Which I think is a bit of a shame. Or even they could buff an upgrade or something instead. Because these are just like, they are strong. And I would probably argue they're probably stronger than these ones. Which is probably why they don't buff anything as well, but yeah. Just feel, a little bit sad that they don't affect anything else. But they are really cool anyway, so it's not like a major thing. Okay, Jessie herself, kind of an interesting action that she's got an alter ego. I do wonder if it needs to be 5, because 5 is a lot of cards to be able to manipulate. I mean, in 2-player, it basically almost decides the whole encounter phase, which is, apart from for 1 card, which is a lot. So, I do wonder if it's a bit too much. I guess the idea is that you want to be able to guarantee that these don't get discarded in some way, but they're not going to get discarded because they come out on boosts, apart from if they are physically discarded from the deck. But yeah, hero side, yeah, works perfectly fine. Being able to ready, I didn't really use it often because I didn't have extra attack or anything, but it could be useful, especially if you don't want to spend the resource. Actually, I did use it a lot. I did use it quite a bit because I didn't want to spend the resource sometimes. And that's when it's most useful. If you've got no weapons with the added cost to them. So some of the more powerful weapons, I guess. Yeah. So, but yeah, we've got. So overall, the weapons, exhaust grip, deal 2 damage to enemy. That's great. It might be a bit good to get out at the start though. You've got 2 attack, just 2 attacks, so that's 4 attack on the first turn by default. It might be okay, to be fair, or already. It's not too bad. Pierce. This was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Being able to deal 3 damage and then deal damage to the villain was helpful. I didn't really get the piercing ranged, but I imagine that'd be helpful as well. Charge. So a lot of the reason we didn't get these out is because we had these out and I didn't really want to get rid of them because they were really good. So we had 4 cards we couldn't really deal with because they were all restricted, which was a shame. So we just kept seeing them in the cycle. But they were pretty interesting cards. So Scatter we did have out for a little bit. We didn't have a lot of loads of minions, which is why a precon probably didn't work as well as it probably should have, but it's still good to play. So Shatter wasn't as useful here. But in like a heavy minion scenario where you've got like 5 minions against you, that's pretty helpful. And again, Ultron would, suffer against that. The 2 threat ones, I think I'd just always prefer to have Spin over Surge, because that's a consistent 3 threat, and then this is a chance of getting over to getting 5. So 2 extra threat for 2 cost upgrade and different restricted shot. You could have both of them out if you're the threat dealer, I guess. But then that's 2 resources every time. So it's kind of I don't know if you would. But yeah, I think there's Spin is like far better than Search, but I can see that being a benefit if you're in the huge minion heavy scenarios. So she definitely prefers minion heavy scenarios, which wasn't her ball game this game, but she was still doing great, which was a good sign. Charge, I don't even think we saw Charge, or maybe we just spent it straight away. Attach top card or discard part to this card. Yeah, so max of 6 damage each time, but you build up to the 6 damage, or it's 2 damage every turn. I'd argue that's just a not as good version of this, apart from it gets to charge up, I suppose. But again, I think I'd just prefer to have grip. And if I wanted that as well, I suppose that'd be a side piece. Yeah. Her weapons are interesting, but because you have to prioritise them, I feel like these 3 are always going to be prioritised pretty much over these 3, with maybe Shatter being prioritised in a heavy minion game. I think these 2 are a little bit weak compared to the others. But yeah. Hotline. Yeah, kind of works. I don't know if look at the top 5 cards in Gun deck. Minion is revealed this way. I think it's just looked at this way. Generate a energy resource. I did that wrong a lot of times. Yeah, I definitely did that wrong a lot, because I wouldn't have generated a resource that often. Because there were quite a few times there wasn't a minion there and I generated a resource. So, that's stuff. I'm not a big fan of conditional generators, because it's a strange one, but it does kind of work. It's 1 cost and get a constant generator. If you play in the scenarios she likes to play, she gets more resources, and she gets to reorder the deck to make sure that there's a minion in that lot, I suppose, if she's in alter ego first. And if you don't get to reveal a minion, you still look to the top 5 cards of the deck, so it's still useful. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of conditional ones because you kind of go to play a card but then you can't, so you don't actually spend the resource, which means you never did the resource ability. It gets kind of weird, in my opinion, so it's a strange one. But I know a lot of people like them. I'm just not a huge fan of the conditional resources. Anti would have been great if I ever remembered to use him. I think I used him once, but again, in a massive minion scenario, even more helpful. Just get him down, ready to use just like 1 or 2 your guns a bit easier, or just knock off a tough. He's really good. Even works in Alter Ego. Polaris, we didn't get to use much, unfortunately, but again, works well. Even better if you engage with a unique enemy, which obviously all these are, but there's a big thing about unique minions in this set, which is interesting. But yeah, having something depend on what you engaged with for the card draw is pretty interesting. But yeah, we just didn't get the chance to use it. Emily Pope, yeah, she works. Nothing really amazing, but I don't think she needs to be. She gets your minion out, and you're hoping it's unique, essentially. Melee, move 3 threat from scheme, you may source the shield to deal 2 damage to an enemy and stun it. This is a great card. Damage without an attack, stun, and remove 3 threat, yeah. And this is one that depends on you getting the shield, of course, to be able to stun and deal the 2 damage. Even 1 for 3 threat's not bad, so pretty great. Crown Sum, again, 5 damage. This was most of our damage, I think, when we got a chance. But being able to deal 2 damage to each other enemy in play for 2 cost, that's pretty good. Yeah, if you have the aerial trait, which you have to get from that. It would have been nice to see. Embrace of Chaos, we basically got 3 resources from that every single time, because we only got it when we got 2 guns out. Because it already has a wild already, so very good resource card. But yeah, if I played it again, which I think I might, at some point, I'd definitely include sidearm, just so you can get some more of these weapons out, because it does feel a shame that you can only use 2 of these at a time, especially since technically they're all the same gun. I don't know how you'd work that into it though, the fact that they're all the same gun, but yeah, no idea how that would work. But yeah, it does feel a shame to just, so you'd only be able to use 3 out of 6 anyway, but it would be a bit better than just using the 2. Okay, I feel like I've hopped on about stuff now, but yeah, two very good heroes, 2 very interesting heroes. Yeah, I didn't see the obligation actually, just classic obligation. Source 3 power or service weapon upgrade you control. These are your power ones. If 3 cards are not exhausted this way, this card gains surge. Okay. I mean, it works. Okay, alright, I'm gonna leave it there then. And see you all next time.